Bob Martinez Athletic Center on the grounds of the University of Tampa. Premier matchup between the Tampa Spartans and Eckerd Tritons. Nick Nahas, Connor Moore, thanks for tuning in. Tampa enters this one 4-4 on the year, ranked still 13th despite losing 4 in a row. And the Eckerd Tritons, they played 8 games. They are 7-1. Let's meet the starting lineups. First for the Tritons.
We have Rachel Wysian, Asia Harris, Sydney Case, Sarah Johnson, Agata Skupik, and Anna Juna Johnson. And for the Spartans, Sammy Mueller, Sarah Luma, Sorrel Houghton, Kamari Potter, Katie McKeel, and Mackenzie Dufresne.
Tonight's official, first referee Charles Perkheiser. He's joined by Stephen Reigenbaum. The Spartans battling injury. Nyla Demps went down on their road trip. Out for the foreseeable future. And as we alluded to all year long, Nick, it is next player up mentality. And just another bump on the road throughout the course of the season.
The Spartans, they've tried to build a lot of depth during the tournament, so hopefully that'll pay off for them, especially in the middle. Taylor Fossler's still out with injury. She's one of the better players for the Spartans, so they're trying to overcome that right now. They have Kamari Potter in the starting lineup, and she's done a good job filling in for her. And then Dufresne will play a little bit too in that middle blocker position.
And the two teams meet at the net as we prepare for volleyball. The Tars of Rollins have won the lone game thus far in league play, defeating the Panthers of Florida Tech. Tomorrow, the Spartans will be in action 4 p.m. They'll take on the Lions of St. Leo, who are currently 6-2 in their own right on the young season.
This will be a big test for the Spartans going into Sunshine State Conference play. Of course, they had a tough time out west, but they're hoping to get off to a quick start tonight and be 1-0 in the conference standings, which is probably the most important thing right now.
Excitement here as play will be underway momentarily. The Spartans have won 16 games in a row against the Tritons.
And they're 90-2 all time against them. We'll see if that trend continues.
However, in the win column, the Tritons up 7-1. But the Spartans still getting respect, rightfully so, at 4-4. Let's see what they can do out of the gate. That will be...
Well, I don't think Eckerd has faced the same competition that Tampa's faced early on, hosting the tournament and then playing in Colorado. They faced some tough competition.
No doubt about that. Here goes Sammy Mueller. And we are underway. Serve handled by the libero Resende, Luana Resende, and then Mackenzie Dufresne on the other end. Side-to-side action. It's Mueller to Houghton. Right back to Resende, lining it up and hitting it and getting the first point of the game. Asia Harris via the deflection. Entering the game for Eckerd and serving Paula Hoffman, the senior from Brazil. And the Tritons up 2-0 here in the early going.
A big block early on the double team. Quick start for the Tritons.
And another point. Eckerd above and beyond, taking care of business. Sarah Johnshoy. Paula Hoffman and Eckerd matching the energy of the Spartans here. Let's see what the Spartans can do with Houghton floating one over Hoffman. And that one into the net, off target was Johnshoy. Spartans on the board. And a look now. Executing. Anna Jung-Johan with her first kill. 3 kills by Eckerd by 3 different players.
The Tritons, they set up their offense perfectly right there. Faked down the middle, went to the right side, and the floor was open.
Hitting a 400 at the moment. Here's Sarah Luma out of play.
I think there are a little jitters for the Spartans here early on. Made a couple of mistakes attacking, overhit the ball. We'll see if they can get back into a groove.
And the Tritons, not on the same page, leads to a Dufresne kill. Spartans capitalize on the shaky transition play of Eckerd.
Yeah, Luma, she had that line open there on the right side, and she was able to convert. She had Hoffman diving towards that line to try to come up with it.
First service error of the game. 6-2. And a substitution. Entering the game, Dana Dole, freshman from Ohio, with her first serve. Katie McKeel, Mueller to Kamari Potter.
As we highlighted earlier, Kamari Potter has stepped up big here in the absence of Taylor Fossler.
And now Sarah Luma awaits and serves to the right side. Lunging in the air and winning the battle is Kamari Potter and Sammy Mueller against Agata Schleppik.
And she's hitting a 278, which is pretty good, and she has also 16 blocks up front, so she's a force in the middle for the Spartans.
And Nick, you talked about how the Spartans are 90-2 against the Trends all time. There's a different feel here with 2 freshmen in the building, both international, in Schleppik and Jung Johan from Poland and Germany. They offer a different presence right at the net, but the Spartans right now answering, going on a run, tightening the lead of the Tritons to 6-5.
Yeah, this isn't the same Triton team of the past. They're definitely competitive this year, 7-1. They might give the Spartans a little bit of trouble. We'll see how it goes tonight in conference play.
And there is the first service ace of the game as we are tied at 6.
And I think this game is perfect timing for the Spartans, quite honestly, because they just got back from their road trip. They're playing in front of their home crowd. They get a little energy and a little pickup from the crowd. And they have the Sunshine State Conference play starting as well. So a little bit of added motivation.
That time, almost, but too much Triton as Rachel Wysian, the sophomore from Georgetown, Texas, with her second kill, game lead. Claudia Rivera checks in. Agata Schlepik. Serves to McKeel for Eckerd's first services. Prolific play.
McKeel was a little bit jumpy right there, and she could have let the back row handle that. I think she got a little bit jumpy. I don't think she was quite in position to dig that one out.
Sense of urgency here by the Spartans, knowing in the early stage of this first set, Katie McKeel denied by two Tritons, Wajian and Sydney Case. Now for Michelle Piandoza Lima, this team has length. This is a team that can match the Spartans' intensity above the net. It was 6-6, now 9-6. Rivera with the dig. Mueller to Potter.
And the timing was impeccable right there. Getting it over to Potter. They're developing their timing a little bit better, getting to play a little bit more together. Normally she's paired up with Fossler, and they have great chemistry, but she has time to develop that with Potter.
Spartans orchestrating offense, and Sammy Mueller challenging Harris as Rivera regroups to Mueller. Houghton scores with the changeup. In between shot there, angling her way between defenders.
You're exactly right. Houghton saw the double team coming her way, and so she went around them off to the side, off of the defender.
On the counter is Harris handcuffing Dominguez, and the Tritons reach double digits first. Some spectators from Eckerd made the trip from St. Petersburg over here. You can hear them on the right side as they lead 11-8.
It's about a 40-minute drive or so from St. Pete, so well worth the drive, I'd say.
Mueller to Potter. Kamari Potter is 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you can definitely see the chemistry building between those two, as I said earlier. Potter getting some regular playing time, and she's able to show what she can do.
Here comes the libero Dominguez. On over. Dana Dole setting up Harris. What a lunging effort to keep the play alive as Houghton send it over. In the half court, it's Houghton from Mueller out of play.
And we see Houghton trying to go to the right side a little bit. She sees the defense swarming over to the right, over to her right, and so she's trying to hit the ball the opposite way.
Rivera handles, and the Spartans answer quickly. Now trailing 12-10. On the move. In play, threading the needle, was the freshman Zheng Johan. Spartans riding a 16-game winning streak, and they're 93-2 in the previous 95 matchups here in the 96th. Facing a challenge in the early goings. Let's see how they handle adversity. 14-10 the score.
Both teams are attacking from the middle really well tonight. We've seen Potter, we've seen Slepik. They're both playing pretty well. And talking about the Spartans road trip, you never want to struggle like that. But Coach Katnack, he wants his team to face adversity early on. That's why they have tough competition. And for the number one, they were the number one ranked team in the country coming off a national championship. It might be a little bit tough to stay motivated. So early on, they've played that tough schedule and they've faced some adversity. And I'd say that that's good overall for the season going into conference play, because you don't want to drop those conference games.
Absolutely. The Spartans, this is nothing they haven't seen before. Trailing 14-10, good opportunity to see where they are at. And there have been instances thus far, particularly with Kamari Potter in the 3 attempts. She's converted on all, but they're hitting just a 176 to an Eckerd 312. Out of the timeout, it will be Paula Hoffman, the Brazilian.
And Connor, the team, they didn't face adversity at all until the end of last season, at the end of that conference schedule where they had a losing streak. And then they didn't host regionals, so they'd rather have that at the beginning of the season than at the end in conference play.
Mueller and McKeel dig it up as Dominguez tried her best to save it. Both teams have 7 kills. Here comes Hoffman to the Luma. Up top, Dufresne. As it sails out of play. That's the look Tampa would love to have all game long. A lot of room backside, just overhit that.
Yeah, the corner was open there. She just needs to be a little more accurate in front of that judge.
Hoden, too much that time. Sorrel Hoden, the All-American, her second kill.
She's finding her groove a little bit. That was her second kill.
And she serves to Hoffman. Case. Too much heat on that pass to John Shoy. Spartans collect the point. Kept alive. Dominguez to Luma. And Sammy Mueller, good pass to Sarah Luma. She takes it from there.
We've seen the Tampa attackers go opposite side a couple times, trying to keep the defense off balance a little bit, changing up your shots and your angles.
Hoden right at Hoffman, and she had no chance.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if Hoffman wanted to back away from that or go after it. It kind of bounced off the side of her hand and went out of bounds.
The Spartans finding their rhythm as we will have a timeout beyond Piantina Dozy Lima. Let's take a moment, recap the score thus far. 16-14 Eckerd over Tampa. The Spartans with 2 more attempts and 2 more kills, but they also have 2 more attacking errors. They're currently hitting a 217 to a Triton 238. What has stood out to you thus far? First by the Eckerd Tritons, not missing a beat in the first set.
And the Spartans, they've done a good job getting into their basic offense, and their transition defense has been pretty good setting up the attack. But I just think that they haven't converted like we've seen them convert in the past. Nyla Demp's going down. That's a big injury. She's probably the team's third best attacker. So some other players like Luma are gonna have to step up for sure.
Sorrel Houghton resumes play. Hoffman to Case, and that was pure dynamite from Agata Ślepik, the Polish national. McKeel to Mueller, give and go. As that one just missed on the left wing. John Choi. Line drive, Dominguez. Luma got a chance. And the Spartans regroup. The interior defense by the Tritons, notably efficient thus far. Let's see if they can close out this first set. 6 points away as the Spartans and Katie McKeel wisely let that one go out of play.
I think the problems for the Spartans have definitely been attacking errors. The Tritons defense, they're moving up a little bit. They're leaving that back line open. And so far the Spartans haven't shown the ability to get inside that line and show accuracy. So they're going to keep playing up until they can do that.
Frustrating play there for Ślepik and Hoffman. Both players tried to handle it. And it ricochets off both. Second service ace of the game for the Spartans. As Dufresne hits it over to Resende. Substitution, Dana Dahl. On for Jung Johan. It's Dahl. Houghton to Mueller. And McKeel just missed that one. That is dug up by Eckerd. Katie McKeel tries yet again. Resende there. And that one out of play. Ślepik thought she could thread the needle weak side.
She thought it was tipped, but the up judge disagreed with that.
And the alert play by the Spartan defense. As Hoffman to Case, play looking good, but Dahl and Wishen both went up for it, and for the Tritons, some sloppy transition play yet again has allowed the Spartans to inch closer here, 2018.
McKeel took on the solo block, and great defense by her.
It's Hoffman. And a ball handling error. Can they all afford to make these mistakes against the reigning national champions? Luma continues her serve. On its way. Resende the Case. Up top. Thing of beauty by Agata Ślepik. Going through Potter and Mueller, 21-19, as Rivera replaces Luma.
Ślepik has stepped up for her team. Every time the Tritons need a play, she seems to come up with a point.
Ślepik, middle in, Houghton setting up McKeel. Mueller with the dime pass to Katie McKeel, who now joins Kamari Potter and Sorrel Houghton, who all have 3 kills. Entertaining first set. Melissa Elias checking in. Serves. Harris skies above the net. Her third kill. Asia Harris entered this match with 95 kills. Resende had 98 digs. Two primary catalysts for the 7-1 start. And they are giving the 13th ranked team everything they can handle in the first set, 22-21. Senior leader Nicole Dominguez ties this up 22-22.
Perfect timing for a service ace. And we see this a lot in Sunshine State Conference games, especially towards the end. A lot of timeouts called. The first set, very important here at home for the Spartans.
And clutch players make big plays in big moments. Dominguez does the job. And another timeout for the Tritons. Tampa has one timeout if they elect to. It's in Coach Kadnak's pocket. And right now, what are you telling your team as we're in the huddle right here to finish out this set?
Well, clearly this hasn't been their best set of volleyball they've ever had. They're hitting 138 right now, 7 attacking errors. If they can get this first set, then that would be a huge pickup for them, knowing that they can play better volleyball in the next couple of sets. If they get that first set, especially at home, that's some big momentum, especially when they weren't hitting that well, because they're definitely capable of doing better. And look out, if they can keep the pressure on, we'll see what can happen, because it might be getting in the Tritons' head a little bit that they're 2-90 all time versus this team and have lost 16 straight. Maybe it'll throw them off a little bit, knowing that their record.
Here we go. Dominguez joined by Rivera, Elias, Houghton, Dufresne, and Simmons. Is Harris. Oh, dug up by Rivera. Miraculous play as that one backhanded by Melissa Elias, and out of play. Attacking error from Harris.
They're giving Harris that back line, daring her to pinpoint it right there, and a little too much juice there. Spartans, I think, with their first lead of this first set.
End over serve by Dominguez, and Harris does not miss twice.
And wow, Harris isn't the tallest person on the court, but we've seen some explosiveness out of her here at the very beginning.
Nail biter, 23-23. Serve on its way from Jean-Joy. Elias. Resende with the dig. Jump ball, and Mackenzie Dufresne gets us to a set point. 24-23 as Mueller will serve. Luma in for Rivera. Here come the Tritons. Harris. Gliding to her right was Dominguez, and Houghton from Mueller. Set one to the Spartans, 25-23.
And that was set up by Dominguez right there. Great dig, being able to get that one out and setting up the transition offense. Over to Houghton, they want that, and she hits it off of the two defenders.
The Spartans rallied. They trailed 22-20 to the Tritons. But from there, they went on to score 5 of the next 6 points. As the two teams will swap benches. Tritons had more kills than the Spartans, 13-12, but had one more attacking error, 8-7. And the Spartans, who had a lower hitting percentage through the majority of the first set, ended up hitting a 161, Eckerd with a 152. What do they do, particularly during those timeouts, to regroup and gather themselves to find a rhythm?
I just think the attackers need to execute a little bit better. They've had their opportunities. The transition offense has been good. They just need to convert on their chances. And, the Luma will have to step her game up a little bit with Demps out, because she's the third best attacker on this team. Right now, Fossler isn't out there, and she can pick up a bunch of kills. So a lot is on the backs of Houghton and McKeel. So we'll see where that added offense will come in later on, because they can't just rely on two players to get all the points.
And the Spartans, they had 12 kills from 6 different players, getting the job done collectively, as we are just under a minute from set number 2. Nick Nahas, Connor Moore, thanks for tuning in and spending part of your Friday evening watching a Sunshine State thriller between the Eckerd Tritons and Tampa Spartans. Game is not disappointed in the slightest.
That first set has to be really disheartening for the Tritons. They were in control most of it, and they know that they have to get out to a quick start on the road against the Spartans, defending national champs, and they let that one slip through their fingers. So let's see how they respond here in the second set.
Katie McKeel now with 107 kills. Sorrel Houghton with 93.
Now, those two are always competing for the most kills on the team, and we saw that last year, and the momentum continues this year.
And no surprise when you look at the Sunshine State conference leaders, you're going to find both of them in the top 10.
I think the Spartans, too, are extra motivated here in conference play, knowing what happened at the end of last season during conference play. They wanted to host regionals here. They didn't end up getting the bid. They don't want that to happen again.
On the floor for the Tritons, it's Case, Resende, Jean-Johan, Schlepik, Hoffman, Jean Choi, and Harris. Spartans counter with Houghton, Dufresne, Luma, McKeel, Potter, and Mueller. Reminder, the Spartans play tomorrow, 4 p.m. against the St. Leo Lions. Be sure to tune in. And then following that, stick around on the TampaSpartans.tv as the Tampa Spartans women's soccer will be in action at 6 p.m. Eastern. They'll be hosting the Barry Buccaneers.
And we know how good this conference is, but it's starting to build depth from top to bottom. Barry is good this year, along with St. Leo. They're usually pretty good. They're up and coming.
Side-to-side action. Harris elevates. 1-2 Dominguez to Luma. And the first point of the second set belongs to Eckerd. With it is Case. Mueller up top to Houghton, denied by Harris. So the attacking error goes to Houghton. And for Sorrel Houghton, she had the height matchup there. The 6-footer going up against Harris, only 5'9". But the spring and the jump of Harris gets us at a 2-0 start. Somehow kept alive by Resende. Jean Choi and Sydney Case with 12 assists, 5 digs. Sammy Mueller with 11 assists, 5 digs for Dominguez. There she is setting up Luma. Resende dives to her right. And Harris from Case out of play.
That timing was a little bit off for the Tritons, but Harris, man, she's just explosive, and she was able to jump up and get a good shot at that, and she overpowered it even a little bit.
Case up top on the same page with Jung Jo-han. Hoffman for Harris.
The great outside play of the Tritons has opened up the middle a little bit, so they might exploit that a little bit.
Here comes Paula Hoffman, the senior from Brazil, with a service error. Assistant coach and Brian Imperial orchestrating offense as Dufresne sends one that is kept alive by the Tritons. Cross-court pass, Mueller to McKeel. Too much action from Tampa's 1-2 punch.
The Triton defense, though, has been flying to the ball. They've been pretty impressive tonight, diving all over the floor. They've been tough to score on.
Resende handles Dufresne, and Hoden right there against Jung Jo-han. McKeel one more time. Jung Jo-han. Mueller there as Hoden sets up Luma, denied by Wall. That time 2 Eckerd defenders, Schleppik and Janschoy. Janschoy. Wow, the alert play by the Spartans front line. Heads up. Kamari Potter now 4 for 4, taking care of business. Getting up, Rachel Weishing, all the way from Georgetown, Texas. Was a good 3 feet above the net.
Yeah, that was impressive. You don't really see middle blockers jumping up that high, but she's pretty athletic.
Nice to have that luxury where you're calm for a split second and then you can take off like that.
Exactly.
As an opposing defense, nothing you can do, but Katie McKeel, she can do that just as good. And she shows off that time from the left side with the slam. McKeel now with 4 kills. Punched over, out of play. Right idea by Schleppik, but nobody was home. McKeel, service error.
And both teams' hitting percentages are a little bit down, but you see that a lot in conference play because the defense are normally at a premium.
Point of emphasis for both of these teams as Potter continues to dominate the interior. She leads the game with 5 kills, and she's yet to miss, hitting an even 1,000.
It's good to see her have the opportunity and play so well. She's converted on all of her attempts, doing a nice job filling in. building
Both
depth at
teams
that position.
with 3 service errors. One of the louder atmospheres we've had of Bob Martinez thus far, as Houghton hits one just out of play, clobbered that one.
She hasn't quite hit her groove yet, but with more opportunities, I think she'll find it here.
And the Spartans, the overwhelming favorites. You can tell the Tritons are building off that energy as Dufresne drills it down the middle, 9-8. She now has 2 kills. Luma for Rivera. And give credit to the Spartans and head coach Chris Katnack working Melissa Elias back. She was battling an ankle injury as Houghton sends it over. Hoffman there. Dufresne from Mueller. Resende tried to keep it alive. No avail. We're at 9. Imperative stage. As Eckerd reaches double digits for the second straight set.
Perfect timing for the fake set. Totally fooled the defense.
Well, let's see what the Tritons can do. They jumped out to an early lead in the first set before running out of steam. Spartans defense with Mueller setting up Houghton. Up top, Resende. Zhang Johan dug up by Houghton. Luma. Line drive. Cross court, Harris. And Mueller to Houghton. And Sorrel Houghton with her 5th kill. Back and forth clash between 2 rivals. The Spartans take the lead 11-10 in the second set.
They're ready for Harris that time, meeting her at the net with the double team. She's been the top player for the Tritons tonight. I'd expect more double teams to go her way.
Service error by Houghton, 11 up. And this is the storyline of the game. You have the upstart Eckerd Tritons, who are on the rise at 7-1 with their first Sunshine State game, looking to build off that momentum in the non-conference. Then the Tampa Spartans, they remember what they did to finish last season with the national championship, looking to get back into that form after they dropped 4 straight on the road. Looking good here with a 12-11 lead. $18 assists for Sammy Mueller. Setting up her teammates for success. The line drive, Dufresne. Case to Zhang Shui. And that play executed to perfection. These freshmen for the Tritons, Schleppig, Zhang Johan, Luma serves. Up top it is. Dug up by Dominguez. McKeel skies one and unable to handle it with Sydney Case.
McKeel with the off-speed shot threw off the defense. McKeel's
Luma,
5 out of 10.
As Hoffman goes to her left. Case with a lunging Hoffman. Luma keeps it alive. Valiant effort.
Hoffman from the back row showed her some power there.
Dana Dole, freshman from Solon, Ohio. Both coaches at this point in the game, very instructive right here, and rightfully so. No margin for error as McKeel goes right at Hoffman. Case cross court, and a quality look for Schleppik. McKeel takes care of it, and the Spartans up 15-13.
We've seen the full arsenal from McKeel. We've seen her go right at the defender, hit it right through the defender, going off speed, hitting to her left, hitting to her right, doing it all.
Dominguez to Mueller. Dahl in between Potter and Dominguez, and the Tritons not going away, hanging tough at the Bob Martinez Athletic Center.
Spartans are up to a 224, much better than the first set. If they can get near 300, they're going to be hard to beat tonight.
These Spartans showing how resilient they are. So much adversity has gone through, but the depth has answered the calling, and these players taking their games to new heights. As Harris slings one over to Dominguez, and Mackenzie Dufresne from the pinpoint pass of Sammy Mueller.
Yeah, the injury bug has hit hard. I mean, Elias, Demps, Fossler, those are three big names on this team that contributed to the national title last year.
And the most impressive part of it all is this team doesn't make any excuses. They have every right to shrug their shoulder and maybe hang their head, but they answer the challenge and the calling when it comes about. But this Eckerd Triton team, they're going to be dangerous in the Sunshine State, as we saw a Rachel Weishen kill. Already creating havoc through their first 8 games. League play underway as Dufresne threads the needle again. The freshman from Tarpon Springs with her 5th kill. John Shoy denied by Houghton. Dominguez to Houghton, right at Harris. Luma 1-2, and Houghton denied by John Shoy and company. Case was in the vicinity, as was Harris.
The Tritons, they came into this game saying they needed to stop Houghton if they wanted to have a chance, and they've done a pretty good job on her so far. She's converted on 4 of 15 shots. Hitting percentage is very low, so they've come in, they said they wanted to stop her, and that's what they've done. And that's why they're in the game here.
Spartans hitting at 222, leading 18-16. They took the first set 25-23. And this timeout, the first by either side in the second set, taken by Chris Cadnack, comes at a good time. I like this timeout. Give your team a breather here and get back to the basics. Highlight the fundamentals, as that will be what is necessary to take a commanding 2-0 set lead.
The Spartans, they have to be happy, though, with the way things have been going in this match. They were able to steal that first set, I'd say. And in the second set, they're leading here late. If they can go up 2-0, then they'll be in good shape for sure in conference play.
It's Harris, Jung Choi, Schleppik, Resende, Case, and Weishin for the Tritons. Luma, Dufresne, Dominguez, McKeel, Mueller, and Houghton counter for the Spartans. Play resumes. It's Sidney Case to McKeel to Mueller to Sarah Luma.
If you could say there's been a bright spot with these injuries, you've had players step up like Luma and Potter, and that's built more depth.
And they're finding the passing lanes, the high-octane continuity offense, and a pure example on display there as the attacking era goes out of play. 4 Spartan players all talking, all communicating with one another, and that will lead to a Triton timeout to wisely let it go out of play.
Yeah, the chemistry is good for the Spartans. Most of these players have played together. This will be their 3rd year now. Some of them play beach volleyball together. So you like the team chemistry, especially with all those players coming back from the national championship. And most of those players will even be back next season for another run. We'll see what they can do in these 2 years together, but they have an opportunity to do something special.
And I like what the Spartan coaching staff doing in this timeout. You see assistant Cody Liner having a one-on-one with Sarah Luma, Chris Kadnack having a one-on-one with Sammy Mueller, as is Jeff Lamb with Claudia Rivera. And then Brian Imperial talking to the remainder of the Spartans, just continuing to emphasize and underline important aspects of the game. You're up 20-16, cannot take your foot off the gas pedal. You are this close to being up 2-0.
And the Spartans would be the first ones to admit that they haven't played their best game tonight, but sometimes they don't have to play their best to be able to win a game, quite frankly. Their talent, they have the talent to be able to win most games that they're in.
It's Sorrel Houghton. The Tritons are ready. The All-American ready. Serve on its way. Handled by Case. Out of bounds was Harris. And positioning with the ball handling error, catastrophic.
Yeah, they called the double touch on her.
Spartans looking to build. Gliding to her right, Schleppik. Zhang Choi with the fastball.
And Zhang Choi, you could hear her calling for the ball. She wanted that all the way. Got the opportunity and spiked it into the ground.
Entering the game, Paula Hoffman for Aja Harris. Here's Hoffman. On its way, Houghton to Mueller. Katie McKeel dug up. Combination Resende and Hoffman. On the counter, it's Luma.
That's Luma's 4th kill.
Game flow consistent for the Spartans, overcoming the quick start by the Tritons in the beginning of both sets, leading 22-17, looking for the icing on the cake. Mueller with the defense. Houghton to Luma, cross court. Was it deflected? It was, off of Case. The angle and trajectory by Luma, and the final timeout of the second set for Piana Dozy Lima.
Yeah, we'll see those timeouts called, like we said, at the end of those sets, especially during Sunshine State Conference play. The coaching goes up here at the end. They don't want to go down 2-0 here. They know they'll be in trouble on the road falling behind like that, so they're trying to change the narrative a bit. But the Spartans, they're in firm control of this second set, up by 6, needing only 2 more points to claim it.
Both sides engaged here. Attention to detail keeping your head on a swivel. Game flow moving quickly. And just the slightest of errors can be so costly in the latter stages of these sets. Luma, Potter, McKeel, Mueller, Houghton, and Dufresne, who's serving against Hoffman, Resende, Jungjoy, Schlepik, Case, and Harris. Here we go. Up top, Jungjoy denied by Potter, and we're at a set point. Clean, crisp passes have opened up these passing lanes. Spartans prevailing. Dufresne with the service error, 24-18. Service ace there, third of the game, courtesy of Sarah Jungjoy. Both sides 5 service errors and 3 service aces. Spartans 1 point away from winning the set. Potter from Mueller. Yes, indeed. Kamari Potter now 6 for 7 and the 24th assist for Sammy Mueller. Spartans cruising against the Tritons.
It's been great watching that duo work together all match long, converting at a high rate, of course. Potter, that 5, she connected on 6 of 7 attempts, hitting well over 800. She stepped up big for Taylor Fossler out with injury. And the attacking percentage went up in that second set, and the margin of victory also went up. So when the attacking is going well, then the Spartans win most of the time. They went up to a 271 there after being at 180 for most of that first set, keeping the attacking errors to a minimum. They're at 11 total. I think in the first they had about 8.
The teams swap benches. Spartans remain on the floor as the Tritons elect to go behind the curtain as we prepare for the third set. Right now, what is imperative, because the Tritons, they've gotten off to a quick start in both sets and they've been right there, but they've been unable to hang with the Spartans throughout the entire set. What must they do if they want to extend this game?
They just need to stay persistent. They've played well. They need to get Harris the ball a little bit more. She's converted on some of her attempts. Overall, they're played pretty well. They just need to convert towards the end of the match to be able to win a set or two here to get back into this one. And with Spartans, they just need to keep doing what they're doing. They need to keep converting at a high level. They were able to do it there in that second set better than the first. And, you know, the margin of victory went up. They won by 6 points there. It was a little bit closer there in that first set. The Potter playing well, 6 of 7. McKeel, 6 of 13. She's above 300. And then add in Sarah Luma, she's 5 of 12. That's pretty good. Sorrel Houghton, 4 of 15. Not her best game, but it just shows the depth of the team that they're able to overcome the set with Houghton not at her best. And with these 3 big injuries, too, of course.
As has been throughout the duration of the season, Spartans getting contributions across the board, and the balanced attack speaks for itself. Potter and McKeel paving the way, both with 6 kills. Sarah Luma and Mackenzie Dufresne with 5 kills. 4 for Houghton and 1 for Mueller. And that is proved to be difficult for the Eckerd defense, attempting to stop that offensive prowess.
Yeah, this has been a good test for the Spartans tonight, and tomorrow will be an even bigger test against St. Leo. St. Leo has played this team tough the last couple of years. A few years ago, they came into this gym and they won. That's one of the bigger rivalries in the conference.
Let's take a look at some in-season highs for the Spartans. Nicole Dominguez now with 113 kills. She entered, I should check that, 113 digs. She entered 8th in the conference. Sammy Mueller entered the game with 249 assists, now with 24. So she's now with 273 through 2 sets. Expect that number to rise. Dufresne had 17 blocks. Yet to get one thus far. Potter entered with 16, now with 18. She has 2 so far. Spartans getting the job done in a multitude of fashions.
And if they could just stay afloat with these injuries, and they get Fossler and Demps and Elias back at full strength, then this team will definitely be competing for a national title again. I don't see why they wouldn't be competitive again this year.
Tampa has definitely challenged themselves through the early going of the season. They've dealt with adversity. They were able to win the first 4 games, then ran into a funk and dropped 4 in a row, but in the driver's seat here to get back in the win column, up 2-0 as we prepare for the 3rd set. It's Potter, Mueller, McKeel, Luma Houghton, and Dufresne against John Choi, Jung Johan, Slepik, Resende, Case, and Harris.
Two weeks ago when we saw this team play in the Marriott Classic, they had their full complement of players mostly, and they were able to play pretty much everybody on their bench, and right now that's paying off a little bit. They got game action early on, and now they get it when they need to have those players performing.
Tritons score the first point on the service error. Here's Hoffman for Harris. Getting ready to serve. Dominguez slides to her left. Mueller over the net. Eckerd has gotten off to a quick start through the first 3 sets. Lofty serve. Houghton met by Slepik. Some life from the Tritons.
The crowd got fired up by that one. That's the Triton faithful here.
Both sides have taken advantage of the energy right up the gut. Mackenzie Dufresne penetrating the middle, scores. The interior presence by the Spartans has been exceptional. They're winning the battles at the net. Jung Johan denied, and Katie McKeel out of play. Resende was very close to grazing it, but was able to lay off as it sailed out of play, 4-1. some discussion about the previous play. Mentioned the job lead official Charles Perkaiser and Stephen Aragenbaum done an outstanding job. The call was debatable, but I think they made the right call. An argument was made by Piantadazzi Lima.
They awarded Tampa with a point, I believe, because the rotation wasn't correct.
On the ensuing play, Agata Schlepik, the answer. Dole with the serve. Luma from Mueller. Dole sets up Case. 1-2 punch with Weishaupt. Katie McKeel. Cross-court Case. And scoring is the Spartan defense. Schlepik thought she had the point. Frustration by the Tritons. Sarah Luma to serve. Tampa trails Eckerd 5-3 in the third set. Spartans hitting at 231. Tritons at 169. Diving to her right, Hoffman. Saved by Dahl. Tippy toe off 1 foot was Weishaupt. Katie McKeel off balance. Case lining it up. Schleckman. Schlepik with the try. McKeel with the dink. Hoffman to Mueller. Here comes Houghton. Side-to-side action as McKeel was denied by 2 Tritons. Weishaupt and Case get the stop.
The Tritons have spent a lot of energy arguing with the officials. We wonder if that is taking a toll on them on the court, on their focus and concentration.
So while we have a moment.
The up judge and down judge are having a conversation.
A couple weeks ago, Sunshine State Player of the Week. Has 7 kills on 17 attempts, hitting a 235, also with 4 digs and a block. Agata Schlepik leading for the Tritons, 6 kills on 17 tries with a service ace and 2 digs and 2 blocks. One of the freshman phenoms from Poland to look out for. Nick, talk about in moments like this where there is some confusion. Both teams in huddles right now. How important is it to come together and unify as one?
Well, I think the Spartans are feeding off of this a little bit, picking up a little bit of energy. They got a point because of a violation by the Tritons. And you got to think that this is taking away from the concentration of the Tritons a little bit. Or it could unite them. We'll see what happens here in the next few points.
Jeff Lamb directing the Spartans defense as it's Mueller, Potter, McKeel, Houghton, Dominguez, and Rivera. Going up against Dahl, Resende, Jean-Jean, Schlepik, Hoffman, and Case. Case up top. Harris out of play. Heads up play by the libero, Dominguez, to stay away. Case to Harris, similar look with the misfire.
She's had a couple of those misfires here in the last few plays, hitting a .059, 5 out of 17 attempts.
Spartans answering the initial run yet again from the Tritons. Service ace by the Tritons. Libero Resende serves. Big swing from Houghton. Case on the counter. Harris right there, McKeel. Counter attack. It's Houghton from Mueller. Somehow kept alive by the Tritons. Houghton one more time. Knocking her off her feet. Houghton was, that time was schlepping. Eckerd keeps the play alive. Sky high collision by the Tritons. Schleppik with the attempt.
Wow, great defense by the Tritons. Great series right there. Diving all over the floor, keeping the ball in play. The Spartans' power was just a little bit too much right there. At one point, one of those balls hit the roof, right off the defender.
Some drama here at the Bob Martinez Center. 8-7 Tritons over the Spartans. Spartans looking for the sweep. They win the set. In the Sunshine State Conference opener for both teams. Harris in between shot. Mueller was waiting on it. Houghton from Dominguez. Oh, the slam from Sammy Mueller going above and beyond her second kill.
Heads up play by Mueller. I don't think she had the correct angle to be able to make a set and set up her teammate, but she just decided to go with the fake set and hit it over the net, and opening was there.
Crazy eights here in the third set. Houghton denied by the Tritons, and Zhang Shui slings one. Dufresne waiting for Resende. Potter with the look. Rivera. Lefty shot from Dufresne. Wasn't expecting it from Mueller. Harris styles it up. Entering for the Tritons, Anna Zhang Johan replaces Dana Dole.
Dominguez dug that one out. That was a hard swing by the attacker. She was able to dig it out, but everybody else wasn't ready to receive the ball.
Excellent look by the Spartans, but the defense from Case on the attempt from Houghton. Mueller dialing it up, lefty shot. Houghton to Resende. Elevating and misfiring well out of play was Harris. 9-9. Mueller, Resende. Spartans reach double digits first. With the ball handling error. Both teams looking to gain momentum. In rhythm, Zhang Shui ties us at 10. McKeel unable to corral it. Look now, Case to Hoffman. McKeel sets to Mueller. Big swing from Houghton, denied by Zhang Zhouhan. In other news in the Spartan community, Andrew Q, former All-American, drafted in the first round of the National Lacrosse League draft. Congratulations to Andrew Q, an exceptional player. Was taken by the New England Black Wolves, the 3rd overall pick, as the Tritons now lead 12-10. And SSC Runner of the Week, Zoe Jarvis for the Tampa Spartans. Congratulations. I mentioned, of course, these very same volleyball players will be in action against St. Leo. Women's soccer taking on the Barrie Buccaneers. Timeout taken. 13-10, Eckerd over Tampa. I like the timeout by Chris Karatnak trying to settle the troops here. Nick, what have the Tritons done through the first 3 sets in the beginning stages to have the lead, to be where they want to be on the road, but on the flip side, they've been unable to sustain it. So let's talk first for the Tritons. What have they got to do to lengthen these sets and prevail?
Well, I think they've been fired up a little bit after that whole confusion with the referees. It seemed to unite them a little bit. They played better. They're executing better on offense. Their attackers are playing really well. I'd say Schlepik looks very good out there. She's been a force up front defensively and attacking as well, with adding 6 kills. And Zhang Zhouhan has also played well out there, converting at a high rate. I think the Tritons are playing great defense tonight. It stifled the Tampa attack a little bit. They're hitting at a 193. That's not where they want to be at. And they've shut down Sorrel Houghton tonight for the most part. She's in the negatives when it comes to hitting percentage right now.
Absolutely. And men's soccer will take on the Eckerd Tritons Wednesday over at Pepin Stadium. They're over in Miami Shores playing tomorrow against Barrie. On the floor for the Tritons, Resende, Zhang Zhouhan, Schlepik, Hoffman, Case, and Harris. Mackenzie Dufresne out of the timeout. Her 7th kill as Houghton gets ready to serve. Dominguez, Mueller, McKeel, and Luma round out the Spartan lineup. Entering is Melissa Elias, limiting her volume as she continues to battle back from an injury that has kept her out and been day-to-day over the past week plus. Zhang Joy, McKeel, dynamite. Katie McKeel, the real deal. Back-to-back points for the Spartans.
If she gets that opportunity more times than not, she's going to convert. She sees the whole floor, saw the opening in the defense, rolled it towards the middle, and converted.
On the answer, Dufresne and Luma highlight real defense, putting up a wall. They have been spectacular. 10 blocks for both teams combined. Hoffman on the relay, going at Dominguez. Backhanded by Luma. Counter Case to Zhang Joy. Retreating Elias keeps it alive. Zhang Joy unable to do anything, and the Spartans take the lead.
Since calling that timeout, the Spartans have gone on a 4-0 run.
Give a shout out, both the men and women's basketball team here at the University of Tampa in attendance, cheering on the Spartans. Beginning October 15th, both of those teams will begin official practices.
The first couple of Fridays, we've we've been here, the crowd has been raucous for sure. Always showing up to support this team. And what a team they have.
It was 13-10 Tritons. Spartans have scored 4 in a row, and that led to the Michelle Piantazzi de Lima timeout. For Piantazzi Lima, it is Hoffman, Case, Harris, Schlepik, Resende, Zhengzhou Han, going against Elias, Mueller, Dominguez, Luma, McKeel, and Dufresne. Elias serves to Resende. Up top action. Schlepik scores. Her 7th kill, good for the team lead. Mueller covering ground. Case up top, double clutch from Hoffman. Dufresne. And that will go against Weischen. Spartans 10 points away from the sweep. Mention these teams, they've played 95 times. Spartans victorious in 93 of those games. And they are beginning to find a rhythm here in the latter portion. Third set.
Sammy Mueller, 28 assists tonight.
Nearing a double-double. She has 7 digs as well. Katie McKeel with a 9 and 7 effort, 9 kills, 7 digs. Katie McKeel resets and delivers.
She stays persistent, hits it off the 2 defenders twice, picks up the kill, 10 of 22, hitting .318, adding 7 digs along with that, so she's near a double-double as well.
Here comes Sarah Luma. Finding the gap of the Tritons, hanging tough, 16-16. Serve from Schlepik. Counter attack. It's McKeel. Hoffman dug up by Rivera. Katie McKeel lunging. And now Mueller looking for McKeel one more time. Hoden in for Elias. Both teams with 1 timeout left in the third set. Nail biter at the Bob Martinez Center. Nick Nahas, Connor Moore. Thanks for tuning in. Friday night, downtown Tampa, Florida. The 13th ranked Tampa Spartans tied 17-17 with the Eckerd Tritons. The serve on its way from Luana Resende. Somehow kept alive by Dole, but not before the Spartans collect the point.
Potter again with her 8th kill of the night, 8 of 9.
Spartans on the brink of the sweep. Trying to play their best volleyball of the night. Libero senior leader Nicole Dominguez. sends it over. Schleppik, Case, and Harris out of play. Asia Harris has gotten where she's wanted off the release, but the Spartan defense has stuffed those passing lanes, and she has had no angles but to hit it out of play.
Yeah, 5 kills, but 6 errors to go along with that. So she's...
Oh, the no-look play from Sydney Case, the sophomore from Lakeville, Minnesota. The serve on its way from Peyton Meter.
We've seen Dufresne roll to her right a couple times, and she's comfortable doing that. And Mueller with the pass right on target.
The Spartans are 5 points away.
That was Mueller's 31st assist of the night.
Jean Choi threading the needle. Backdoor, 20-19. Hoffman serves. Luma to Mueller. Houghton kept alive by Dominguez. Diving attempt by Hoffman. Up top. And what a kill. Agata Schleppik. Her 8th kill.
The Tritons aren't going away. They're staying persistent, going at it, and this team is showing why they're 7-1 on the young season.
20-20 in the third set. McKeel on the relay. Jean Choi met by 2 defenders. Luma going at Hoffman. Resende over to Schleppik. Sorrel Houghton. And now an attempt from Zheng Johan. She's been quiet of late. And via the deflection, Sarah Luma, her 6th kill.
Impressive by Luma. She saw the corner open, was able to connect.
And the Tampa Spartans lead 22-20. And the final timeout of the third set by the Tritons on the cusp of the sweep.
Wow, you have to be impressed with Dufresne tonight. She's picked up a few kills, and she's been a force up front for the Spartans as well. The freshman getting a lot of playing time, and she's doing well for sure. And Sarah Luma, the sophomore, also getting a lot of playing time, picking up 6 kills, filling in for the injured players, Demps and Fossler, and those 2 players have stepped up big. Dufresne picking up 8 kills on 16 attempts. She's hitting a 375 right now, and she's got 2 blocks to go along with that.
37 kills from McKeel, Potter, Dufresne, Luma, and Houghton. Simon Mueller also has one for the storyline of her game, 32 assists, as you alluded to, Nick, and the 8 digs, 1 block, has been the star of the game. We'll catch up with her post-game if the Spartans are able to hold on, leading 22-20, but the Tritons will not go down easily. Their backs are against the wall, every point critical from this point forward.
And Dominguez also chipping in with 13 digs, leading that defense. The libero doing a great job for the Spartans.
Play resumes, crowd roaring at the Bob Martinez Center. Hoffman collects Zhang Johan, and the violation will go against the Tritons. 23-20, another critical error. Here's Sorrel Houghton. the All-American. Serves left side, Hoffman. Jean Joy. Kept alive by the Spartan D. Deflected. And now Case looking for Schleppak. And we are now at a match point. The Tampa Spartans looking to move to 5-4 on the season and 1-0 in the Sunshine State Conference play. Houghton to Hoffman. Up top, Case. Jean-Johan. Resende. It's Hoffman. Mueller's there. Nicole Dominguez. Katie McKeel. Cole's game. Katie McKeel with the deflection. Spartans win 25-20 in the third set. They take it 25-23, 25-19, and 25-20.
Great match for the Spartans to get back on track. Of course, they're not where they want to be right now, losing those 4 in a row over there out west, but picking up the first conference win of the season big. And
we'll be joined momentarily by Sammy Mueller.
And the Spartans are 1-0 in conference play. They have the perfect blend, I'd say, of young and veteran players. The veterans, of course, that led them to a national championship last year. You got McKeel and Houghton, and then you sprinkle in Kamari Potter, Dufresne, and Luma, the younger players. Where Connor right now is getting Sammy Mueller.
We're now joined by Sammy Mueller. Sammy, you had quite the game today. Team lost 4 games in a row in the opening game of the Sunshine State Conference play. What did you guys do against the Eckerd Tritons that was working for you?
I think we just all went back to the basics and focused on being in the present, not in the past. And even going 0-4 in Colorado, we had good competition. It's just us now learning that we can't let up, and we have to put full effort no matter what. And I think that's what we did in today's game.
Talk about 32 assists and 9 digs. You were so close to a double-double. Team got the win, though. What was connecting, particularly with Katie? She had 13 kills. And then Kamari, I mean, talk about efficiency. My goodness, 8 for 9. She was really working the middle. Yeah. What were you seeing vision-wise on your passes?
I was just watching where their blocks were, who was shorter, who was taller. Cam, I can always count on her. She's always up, ready to go, and that's like why she was my go-to player, just getting her up there, getting in the middle stop. And with Cam being able to do that, we were able to get Katie open.
What's the team looking into for the game tomorrow against St. Leo?
We're staying in the present. We got 1-0 tonight. Tomorrow we'll focus on St. Leo and take our time in the present. Sammy
Mueller, thanks for the time. Good luck tomorrow. Great game.
Thank you.
The Spartans defeat the Tritons 3-0, 25-23, 25-19, and 20-20. What a game it was. Spartans getting contributions across the board. Nick, what did the Tampa Spartans do really from start to finish to prevent the upset from an upstart Eckerd Triton team?
Well, they stayed persistent there in that first set. I think they stole that one, and they were able to right the ship a little bit, play better in the second and third, and right now they're battling the injury bug, and 3 big injuries, but getting this victory is huge here at home, especially in conference play with St. Leo, who's a tough team, coming in tomorrow. If they can go 2-0, then they'll be very happy with this homestand.
Spartans win 3-0. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Be sure to tune in. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow. For Nick Nahas, Connor Moore.